Okay, let's just go.
Put
this on my head.
We're in.
Oh, my Lanta. Hi, guys.
Ooh,
we are not
boy.
podcasting at the normal time. And so
No, everything's a little different today.
I have a full meal that I got to take.
Yeah. Kim's got, okay, let's see.
Okay.
We got grapes.
Yep.
We have
An egg. We have protein yogurt.
Shake. Why'd you take the whole wrapper off of that?
It's just
because you just felt led.
I think it might be like I might have a little bit of OCD.
That's fine
because it drives me crazy.
I just realized you took the whole wrapper off though.
Yeah, but then I can recycle this. I never do, but you know, I don't know. And then I also had carrots. On the way. I don't know why it's turned into a thing, but in my mornings, a lot of times if I have carrots, that's like the first thing that I eat.
You also have a giant blue Stanley. What's in the Stanley?
Water. Some water for my soul.
Have you ever had water?
I'm coming in hot, guys.
People outside, if there's anybody in our parking lot, because we open the window. By the way, like who knows what's coming in because there's no screen in that one. You open the window that doesn't have the screen.
I needed it to be breezing on me.
You do whatever you want. I don't
breezing
care.
on me. You know, like that song, Rain on Me.
No, Rain Over Me. Rain over me. Yeah, that's a great movie, by the way, too.
Hi, guys. Okay. Welcome to Monday.
Happy Monday to you guys.
You know what I just realized?
What's that?
This is a whole lot at the beginning of a week.
What?
For somebody to just turn on Grease.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, we take your like slow Monday and just accelerate it into like a face punch.
We do.
We're like, hey, are you having a good day? How about you have a good day?
Josh woke up. Josh is my husband. If anybody is new to listening,
if
you are new, hi.
They'd be like, dog, husband, brother. If you're our age and your brother is in your bed, you gotta rethink your life choices.
There might be some.
You don't need
specialists that you need to talk with. No, Josh, husband. The other day he was awake. He normally is awake before me during the week. And I woke up and I had a song playing in my head. I don't know what the song was anymore, but there was a song playing in my head and it was like kind of peppy. And I apparently had good sleep and I started like dancing to the song. And he was like, it's 6:45.
Like
Kim.
You can't do that.
Stop. And I was like, but it's a good
You're
song.
like, listen, bud. So I know we have stuff to talk about, but I just want to say how proud I am of you for last night's fire drill.
The Chinese fire drill.
For those of you 90s kids that are out there. So last night, this is going to give away when we record, but so last night I'm coming home from picking up my kids from church, you know, because they volunteer out there. Your kids actually go and you volunteer.
I do.
We're in town at the stoplight, and I look up and I see this little man running around his SUV, and I just start laughing. And I look at my daughter, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that.
Were you the car directly behind us?
2. I was no 3. I was 3 behind. Which made it even better because every time I take kids and there's a train, I do it. For those of you who don't know what a Chinese fire drill is, it's when you let your kids get out of the car at like a stop sign or whatever. They run all the way around the car. Yeah. And then they got to jump back in.
Miles ran twice.
Yeah, because sometimes you can't because the light's still there or whatever. I've done it like 12 times with like giving students a ride home or whatever. And every time parents are like, what'd you let my kid do? And I'm like, I let them have fun. That's what I
ran with Miles.
You did it? You jumped out of the car?
Absolutely. Because, okay, so we saw somebody do it at a train.
Yeah.
And Miles was like, why are they running around their car? And I was like, it's a Chinese fire drill.
Yeah.
But I've never done it at a train because, like, to me, I'm like, nah, that's not risky enough. You gotta risk it to get that biscuit.
Let's up this ante.
And I love me some biscuits, so we're gonna get it.
Let's talk about biscuits.
And so, I told him we're gonna do it at the stoplight. Yeah. And he was like, "No, Mom, you can't do that." And I was like, "Yeah, you absolutely
you 100%
can."
can.
And he goes, "What if there's a cop?" And I go, "I think it's the Bremen cops. I think they'll be fine." Yeah. And I said, "And we're stopped. There's nothing else happening. Is it illegal?" Is doing a Chinese fire
I don't know. I don't know if it's illegal or not. You keep talking. I'm going to find out.
So Miles was like, we can't do it, Mom. We can't do it. And I was like, yes, we can. And he was like, what if it turns green? And he had all these things. And Miles, as of lately, has been like, his anxiety has just been like ramping up. Yeah. And so last night I was like, you cannot let your anxiety keep you from doing fun things. You have fun.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Be fun, have fun. And so I was like, we're doing it. And so then everyone's like, no, we can't do it. And so then I was like, we're doing it. Get out of the car. And I ran around that car.
That's so fun.
And it was highlight of the night by far. We've never really done it. They've never understood like,
it's so fun.
yeah. And so
I have no idea if it's illegal or not. I couldn't even tell you.
like, it's not like,
we've done it since we were
stopped.
little kids. Yeah. Some people say that it's reckless driving, but I'm not driving when that happens. So
I'm not driving.
Lay
My
off
car
me,
is
Karen.
sitting very still in
You're
park.
a mean one.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah,
Grinch.
it was a good time, and I think that we will implement that a little bit more
love it,
in
man.
our life because
I love
like
it.
it's just a little moment to break up the drive.
You guys, it's Monday. You're listening to Grease and Grace. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take on a topic in just a second. Kim's got a question for me first, and then we'll look at the greasy and graceful sides of
need,
said
like, a
topic.
Question of the day.
Bump,
Blip.
bump, bump.
It's the question of the day. It's the question of the day.
Bump, 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 bump. What
If
you
that's
got?
it. Okay.
Might have to edit that and put it on the front.
The question of the day, Jordan.
Yes, Kim.
If
I love Simba. Yes.
if you could turn anything
Back time. If I could turn back time.
I
love that song.
Find a way. Ooh, I might need to have like a Cher, Celine Dion. Every once in a while, I have myself a Celine Dion like mix.
Yep. Mariah Carey wanna
Belt
be
it out.
wanna be in
Absolutely.
Celine Dion.
Yeah. Oh,
Ugh.
yeah. One hundo. Nobody can hear me in my basement.
That's true.
Anyways, if you could turn anything that is inedible,
Inedible.
yes, into ice cream,
Ah.
what?
Dairy free, sugar free.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
What?
Can I change it?
What? And it can be like the smell of something. It can.
So
be,
I can eat it. You're saying like
you
a flower.
can eat it, and this is coming
We're in
from
Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory.
finding out that there's an ice cream company that made sunscreen ice cream.
Okay.
It tastes
Can
like.
you imagine
how-
getting that confused?
Well,
like you're like,
lots
no,
of
this is
burnt
the ice
people.
cream.
Lots of burn.
Is it? It's kind of like that. Is it cake? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Is it ice cream?
Yeah.
No, that's sunscreen.
That's sunscreen. But like they made ice cream that tastes like how sunscreen smells.
fair. Yeah.
And so then I was like, ooh, what else? What else would you?
So what you're saying is the company's actually done this with.
It is a real life thing.
Right.
And I
But
can
you're
look
saying,
it up.
but you're saying let's take this to another level. And let's say like, what could we ice cream?
If you could ice cream anything,
yeah.
what would
do you
you
have
ice
anything?
cream?
What
A cedar chest.
That's a lot of ice cream.
No, I'm not like turning it like I want to
You just wanna-
encapsulate the smell of like opening up a cedar chest.
Yeah, and then you get
eating
to
it.
eat that.
Eat the flavor of a cedar chest.
That reminds me of like hard alcohol.
What? There's a guy that he turns like trees
Right.
into ice cream.
Well, because like whiskey has like a smell to it, right? Or those like dark alcohols. Like, so when you said cedar, like there's cedar tones. So I could just imagine like that ice cream tasting like hard alcohol.
Or like a tree.
Or a tree. Yeah, that's a great
That
redwood.
would be
Man, I love your redwood.
so a cedar chest. Also,
See, this changes dynamics for me because
I'll give you my. Do you
yeah,
want me to give you another one
yeah,
so
yeah,
that
go
you can like formulate?
Yeah, I'm still-
okay, because
I'm still
I've been
processing.
thinking about this.
of course, singing songs
This is
at
what-
6:30.
Guys, if you want to know what goes on in Kim's mind and idle time, it's things like this.
Here it is.
Okay, so when I was in kindergarten,
Okay.
we had foam blocks, like
Oh,
styrofoam
yeah.
blocks.
I know what you're talking about.
The smell of them. If I could eat that ice cream,
Yeah, that's fair.
however they smell, I don't know what they smell like. They're like a little bit of a sweetness
Yep.
to them.
Yep.
Then I would absolutely,
That's
I
a
would
s-
demolish
That's
that
a
ice cream.
solid. See, my initial thing was like a flower.
Yeah, but you can
because-
have like lavender ice cream.
Right. Because that's
Think
where I went.
outside
I'm
the
like,
cedar chest.
I got it. A toilet.
Porcelain. I'd love to just crunch on some porcelain, guys.
I'm thinking of like things that like colognes, right? Like there's some cologne out there that just smells like absolutely incredible, or perfume.
Yep.
Like some of those things would be kind of cool, but that's more like That's like a liquid, so it's not like
But
an object.
Do you drink? Do you eat it? Do you eat?
Do you like the smell of gasoline?
I do. I don't
wonder
know.
what it would taste like if it was ice cream.
Mm-mm. I don't have a desire to ever even consider what it would taste like. That is not something that because I too, like yesterday, I was like, I don't know.
I had to really backtrack a second because I immediately started thinking of humans.
Researchers say, okay, this is a random thing, and I promise I do not know if
You're
it's
like, I
factual
wonder what Sue would be like if she was an ice cream.
A lot of people, not a lot of people, but experts, if you will, say that human flesh tastes like a mixture of veal and pork.
People?
Yeah.
We got to move on. This is going south. We cannot even. I will not even entertain that conversation because
you said she's ice cream.
She smells like beef and cheese.
It's the new candle. What movie is that? That's a movie.
That's an elf.
Beef and cheese.
It's like he smells like. It's not Santa. It smells like beef and cheese.
Oh man, yeah. You brought Sue into the mix.
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry, but I didn't want to make her edible. I just wondered what the flavor of ice cream would be.
Veal pork.
If any doctor comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, people taste like," I'm like, "Nope."
You're immediately getting your license removed.
I'm calling the cops. 2, they're gonna raid your house. 3, you never get to talk to me again. That's how that works. I'm an expert in that. No, you're not. No, you're not. You have to go.
Yeah. Well. Just know that the information is out there if you are,
buddy, that's
if you are curious.
Not okay.
So, or like, okay. So what about like bleach?
Well, that's why I said gas.
Yeah.
Like gasoline, stuff like that. Like there's all those things that smell. Lemon Pledge.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny though? I heard a comedian say this the other day. He's like, why do we put real lemons in cleaning products and fake lemons in things that we drink? He goes, I feel like it should be the other way around.
Fake lemon.
So, like, for example, if you look at Lemon Pledge, like, it will say, like, made with real lemons. But then if you look like a drink, for example, it'll be, like, sweetened with artificial lemons. And you're like...
Well, that's unfortunate.
What? That's backwards.
If you make a mix of, like, vinegar, lemon juice, and water, I think, then it's like a natural cleaner.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, we should probably move on from this.
Well,
I'm going to think of things like as we talk.
Yeah, you think about it. You answer this throughout
I just
the episode.
randomly chime in.
It's going to fit in perfectly.
And I'm like, Vera Bradley book bag.
I bet that would fit pretty tasty.
I mean, yeah. Like,
I don't know what Vera Bradley smells like.
Vera Bradley ice cream. I'm sure Vera Bradley's listening right now and going, we can market
Absolutely.
that.
Vera Bradley, let us know what your bags would taste like.
They would taste like money.
Which is not something that I would want to try. Oh, but like coins.
Oh, there you go.
The way that coins smell.
Yeah.
I like that smell.
Smell dirty.
Anyways, they do smell a little dirty. But like dirty metal.
Oh, yeah. Tingy. Very, very tingy.
You know.
All right.
It's not for everyone.
Well, anyway, all right, moving on.
So randomly, you could, if you think of something,
you guys let us know. Like, I'm thinking of even what you have sitting in front of you, like grapes, eggs. Like, I know those are
edible.
Those are edible, but that's where my mind goes.
I would not
of like,
want grape ice cream.
Grape ice cream.
Ew.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
I'll just eat grapes.
They're like the worst.
I'm happy with grapes.
Ow.
These are nice and crispy too. So, I mean, anyways, guys, if you pop in a thought, Jordan,
I will.
in the middle of this conversation, it's going to fit perfectly.
Aquanet hair
and the
spray.
reason why it's going to fit perfectly is because we are going to be talking about ADHD because you and I got it.
Oh, my goodness.
Because you and I have it.
Oh, man. I don't know if I still have it, but...
That's the thing. That you can't grow out of it.
You can't grow out of it? It's just there forever?
It's there.
All right.
Maybe you've suppressed it.
So here's how we do this at the old Grease and Grace. Here's what this looks like. Every week we take on a new topic. Today is going to be ADHD, or also known as Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder. ADD is Attention Deficit Disorder.
Are they subsets? Is ADHD a subset?
They're two different things, but they're the same thing at the same time. Anyway, we'll look at the greasy side of this. We'll look at the graceful side of this. But before we do that, I always like to define it so that people know what's going on. All right. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. Oh, it's T. TY. Hyperactivity. Speaking of ADHD, as I go on a totally different train. I thought it was attention deficit hyperactive disorder, but it's hyperactivity.
Hyperactive, hyperdrive.
Yeah, we're caught to the boat.
Guys, listen.
It's going to go off the rails. You just activated a part in our brain where we're like, we can do whatever we want. All right. This is a neurodevelopmental disorder. Mm-hmm. I do not have a disorder. You can step that train right back and
I don't know, sometimes
go
I feel
to
like
another
I do.
place. Characterized by the symptoms of inattention, hyperactivity, impulsivity, and emotional dysregulation. Whoa. That are excessive and pervasive, impairing in multiple contexts, and developmentally inappropriate. ADHD symptoms arise from executive dysfunction.
I'm living that life right now, baby.
What in the dog water is this?
My Lanta. I am in
cow.
executive dysfunction galore. Right now, I am fighting it. We'll chat about it later, guys.
Oh my goodness, this is wild. All right, ADHD involves a lack of sustained attention to tasks. Inhibitory deficits also can lead to difficulty interpreting an already ongoing responsive pattern. Blah, blah, blah-bitty, blah, blah, blah. It can be difficult to tell apart from other conditions.
We're not doctors.
Yeah, represents the extreme lower end of the continuous dimensional trait. Yada, yada, yada.
Wow.
There's a lot of big words in this definition. I don't like it. So
basically, it's an inability to maintain attention for long periods of time on one object, like one thought, one object, one task, and it affects.
Man, I don't even think I've
people.
ever done like a deep dive on this. I probably should have.
You should have.
It's crazy.
What are you talking about? You had medicine for it.
I feel like anybody who's looking up ADHD is not even going to get through 4 paragraphs. I couldn't even get through the first one. Like, can you imagine somebody be like, I wonder if I have this? They get like 3 sentences in, they're like, nope.
No, here's the thing. They wouldn't even get through it because I've done something like that where I'm like, what are the symptoms of ADHD? And I open it up and I'm like, oh, there's a lot of work.
Check out this YouTube reel.
So, yeah.
Okay, so I want to know how many people have this attention deficit hyperactivity. Here we go. Ready for this? According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, that is wild that this is a disease. I do not feel like this is a disease.
An inability for your brain to function
I don't like that.
Normal.
15.5 million adults in the United States, 6% had a current diagnosis of ADHD in 2023. That is a lot lower than I thought it was going to be.
I have some thoughts on this.
I bet you do.
I have some thoughts on this. On this particular fact. I feel like, and I could be wrong. Okay, first and foremost, guys, this is a disclaimer.
We're not doctors.
We are not doctors.
Yeah.
We are just people who have either been medicated or been not medicated, but diagnosed with this. So
and if you get mad at this episode, we're going to get mad at you for like a minute.
We are not talking about anybody in specific, potentially. If we do, we'll say your name out loud with your last name, your social security card, credit card number, and address. But if not...
and directions on how to get to your house.
But we are not talking about anybody in particular other than ourselves.
Yeah.
Because
that's fair.
Yeah, so I just feel like that needs to be said because now anymore people are like so sensitive about it, about a lot of things. And it's like, no.
Yeah.
We're not, no, stop.
We're talking about our experiences and where we're at in
Either
this.
Jordan thinks he grew out of it, guys.
I don't know if I did.
Yeah, well, you didn't. You can't grow out of it. That's just how your brain
I would
is.
have to go and like look at like what are like the like I need a
You're
quiz.
You're gonna go through a deep dive tonight right before bed.
I'm gonna text you.
Wait a minute.
I'll be like, hold it, cow! Get the heck out of here!
So anyway, okay. I feel like because it said 6% have been recently diagnosed, right?
Yeah.
Of the 15 million.
So you got 15.5 million adults in the United States. 6% had a current diagnosis. Among children ages 3 through 17 years old, ADHD is estimated to be at 11.4%, which is a lot lower than I thought it was.
Almost a million people have been recently diagnosed. And here's my thinking behind this. I'm not saying that people no longer have ADD or ADHD, but I feel like the uptick in phones and things like TikTok and Snapchat and Instagram Reels and YouTube. All of these things have pushed people into having shorter attention spans than what they used to.
And then they immediately diagnose it as I have ADHD.
Yes, but realistically, it's not that you can't pay attention. It's that you've been taught to not pay attention.
Right.
So your behavior is mimicking that of somebody with ADHD or ADD.
Yeah.
And like I've seen like a handful of times because anymore I only allow myself to watch about 15 minutes of Instagram Reels because otherwise I could waste my entire life away.
Yeah, and then you feel like absolute trash.
Yeah, and so I only allow myself like 15 minutes a day of Instagram Reels. But you'll see like these videos of people who are like, I have ADD and that's and it's like, no,
you
baby,
don't.
you don't. You've never been diagnosed. Like, you
baby,
can't.
listen,
baby girl, let me just hold you and let you know that you ain't got it. Like, it's okay.
That's fair. Yeah.
Like, yes, everybody can be unique, but like,
well, it's not
like a cool thing to be.
But it's not just inattention, right? Like, so let's give like these kind of symptoms of this. It's forgetfulness, carelessness, risky behavior, trouble getting along with people, disorganization, which is not one of mine.
You're the opposite.
I am the polar opposite of that.
Wild.
Excessive talking.
Make sure you check back our organization episode, guys. It's a wild ride,
one. Daydreaming and difficulty sitting still. So really, like only 2 or 3 of those could be defined as like a short attention span. Yeah. The rest of them.
Well, and luckily, like we've gone into a world now where it's a little bit more like understood.
Yeah.
Because like when we were talking about our school episode, like I move a lot. I just like I was moving in my chair. I'm moving my hand. Like something is moving at all times.
You're very animated.
Yes. And in school, I was not allowed. Like it was very much not allowed.
Right.
To move and stand up and.
100%. I had the same situation. Like I gotta stop looking at this stuff because it's amazing. There is so much there.
You can go into
back into our conversation.
Hyperfixation.
It's like holy cow, this is a lot to like digest. Like in I would say 80s, like maybe mid to late 80s, early 90s. That was schooling 101. You come, you sit down, you shut up, you focus on the task at hand. And everybody learns
thinks
the same way. Yeah. And I think if you were a product of the 50s, 60s, and 70s, like, that's just the way it was. Mm-hmm. So it took probably 30, 40 years for people to be like, we might not be doing things like
we're noticing
how we're supposed to be doing. And I don't know. Like, really, I feel like there are common traits in regards to education, but we're not talking about education today because that's a whole different ballgame, and we already covered that topic. So
we sure did.
Yeah, go back and look at that one.
So you don't know how your like ADD or ADHD shows up, do you? Like, what does it look like in your brain?
Like to me,
yeah, because I've just recently learned that like everybody's kind of shows up differently.
What's yours?
For me,
I think I could probably like.
So for me. I always have a song playing in my head.
Okay.
Always. I literally will wake up with a song in my head and it is a continuation. There's something being played inside of my head at all times. That's in the background. So I almost have like 3 layers of thinking at all times. So then I'm thinking about my like daily tasks. What do I need to do? And then I'm thinking about the task that is like right in front of me. So I have song playing. I have the list of the things that I need to do and the task that is right in front of me. Yeah. And at any time, those interchange. They go back and forth. So I constantly have like 3 to 6 thoughts
just roaming around upstairs
in there. And I'm thinking about them. And like, it could be like, oh, I just felt the wind on my skin. And oh, I'm really wanting another grape. Oh, look at how green those grapes are. And like, it's constant sound.
Do you feel like as an adult you have kind of like learned though how to manage that?
Nope, haven't.
You haven't at all?
No.
Really?
Wow. No. But I'm also like I never was medicated, and so
are you medicated right now?
No.
Okay, so there's nothing.
So I've just learned to live with it.
Yeah.
So like,
well, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like, do you feel like it's kind of like the Sixth Sense type of thing, like where the kid's like, you talk to dead people. And
I
he's,
don't, guys.
he's like, yeah, we just learned like how, like they're just, it's not the Sixth Sense. Sorry, that's a whole different ball game. What was it?
No, it is
A Perfect
I see
Mind.
dead people.
No, I can't remember the movie where he's a really smart like scientist, and he sees people all the time, and just like
I don't think I've seen that.
it's man, I can't remember the movie. It's irrelevant. Anyway, go ahead.
So like the other day, so I've learned ways to get around it. So Josh is really good at remembering. Like the other
A Beautiful
day,
Mind. That's what it is.
Yeah, I've never
Hello,
seen that.
pulling
Is
out.
that the Rain Man thing?
No, that's with anyway, keep going.
Anyways, so Josh is good with like linear thought. He can maintain a linear thought. I cannot.
Yeah.
And so the other day, and I'm already like, what was it? The other day, I needed to remember something at the store or something. And so it was like ice or ice cream, something. And so I told Josh, I was like, ice. And he was like, what? And I said, just remember ice.
That's it. That's all you got to remember.
And so he would just randomly be like, we'd be in the middle of a conversation and he'd be like, ice. Got it. I almost forgot the ice, even though he reminded me all of the time because my mind just like doesn't. Because I have learned that people with ADD and ADHD, their brains prune thoughts.
Yeah, so you don't write any of that down. Like you don't like carry a book with you or write it.
I will write things down because I can only remember about 3 things
Gotcha.
tops.
Yeah.
So if I go into a grocery store and I need 4 things, one of those things is getting forgotten.
See, so like I think there's some things in my life where I have just learned how to like overcome this thing, like staying organized, forgetfulness. Like I just write everything down now, like put it in the reminders app, put a timestamp on it. I won't forget it that way. So I think like that's it. So like I don't have problems like procrastinating anymore or completing tasks. Actually, I go to the opposite end of that. Like I'm hyper. Like if you're like, hey Jordan, in 2 weeks we need to get this project done, I would just do it. Like I'd be like, well, let's start now. Like just because I have this like uber fear that it will not get done. Anyway, however, like I think the things that really pop up still. So I think maybe some of these things diminish, but like right now, mood swings, emotional instability, doing things without thinking, impulsivity. Oh man, like those two kind of like pull off the page because I look at it and I go, okay, organized, check. Like forgetfulness, figured that out. Procrastinating, don't do that. Difficulty sitting still, depends on how long.
Yeah.
Depends on how long. Like right now, hour, not a big deal. If you're like, hey, we're going to be at a conference and it's going to be like 5 hours, I'm going to be like, okay, at some point I got to get up and move.
Yeah.
Like that's a big one.
You can suppress it for only so long.
Oh man. And like, if you tell me, like, let's say, I will not tell you the event that I was at earlier this week, but the event that I was at earlier this week, I thought it was getting out at a certain time. And it went like 45 minutes over.
Oh, no.
And to like, no. Man, like you want to.
That's a nightmare.
I start freaking out. Like,
that's a nightmare.
I get really like.
Because you told your body, like, this is break time. We're done.
Yep.
Once that I can move. So.
And I could not move. And I felt like so closed in. And I was in a spot where I couldn't get out either. And you know how that goes. Like, then you're just like. Mental like overload, man.
Looking for any
exit. My goodness. And people looking at you like, well, and that's what's hard too because nobody knows but you, and you think everybody knows what's going on, and they're like, and you look around and people are like, you okay? And I'm like,
you're thinking like 4,000 miles a minute. Oh, just like I gotta get out of here. How am I gonna get out? Nobody's gonna be able to know.
100%.
And it's just like quick thinking.
But like time management's not a problem. Lateness not a problem. But man. Like three of these things. I'm looking at the adult ADHD things. Acting without thinking, low frustration tolerance, easily irritated, mood swings, or emotional instability.
I mean, like the
sign
mood swings
me up.
It's just because you're raising 2 teenage daughters.
I don't know if people would say this, but like maybe they would. And if they say no, I've probably just gotten really good at masking it. I'm kind of that person that like. You never know what you're going to get. Because if I come and sit down and it's been like a bad day, I just carry that in. I don't know how to not, you know?
Yeah.
But if it's been really good, like I'm like, what's up? You know? And it's like, oh. So.
Yeah. So I Yeah, one of my graces right now is like everybody thinks that they have it. And it's like, no, you don't.
Preach.
Like, no, there are true things that like I genuinely struggle with. I wish with my whole heart and soul that I could organize. But like my mind, I can hyperfixate on organizing, but then halfway through my mind has moved elsewhere.
Yeah.
And then I'm left with a mess that I can't.
Does caffeine help you focus in or no?
No.
Okay. Some people it does, some people it doesn't.
No. I know some
like people giving Mountain Dew to little kids and they're like, oh, it helps them focus. I'm like, okay, well,
some
probably
people are
pick a
like
different
that.
alternative to that, but anyway.
Some people are like that. Like I have a brother-in-law who he'll like caffeine has the adverse effect for him.
That's me.
And so like he just drinks decaf because he likes the flavor of coffee and is like, what?
If you give me 100 milligrams of caffeine, like the plane drops and I just become laser focused.
Yeah, I don't focus ever.
You're like, I have not found my drug yet.
So I have recently found these. It sounds so weird when I talk about it because I'm like, it's not what it sounds like.
But it's not at the same time.
So I found these like gummy things. They're made out of like lion's mane and chaga mushrooms.
Not weed.
Not weed and not shrooms.
Yeah.
But like they are mushroom gummies.
Matachava or whatever it's called. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different mushrooms that aid in focus.
Yeah.
And so I will munch on those in the morning and that seems to help me. And so like, I feel like I have been living this month off of those gummies because I am just like trying to get things done. But one of the time management is a really hard thing for me as well. Like in my head, I have so much more time than what I actually do to get places, which is lately why I have been late because I try and fit every single thing in. So like today,
you've always been late though. Ever since I've known you, I texted
like
you at 9:59 and I knew you were going to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to be on time. I don't like to be early and I don't like to be late. I normally end up being late because I'm trying to fit in every single thing that I possibly can. So like this morning we are recording at a different time.
Yeah.
And I had to get breakfast before I came here. So I had to go back home from the gym, get my breakfast, make my egg. I thought in my head I would be able to do it, but in reality I had like
it just didn't work.
I needed like 3 extra minutes.
Do you find that like your personality needs like Bethany gives me a hard time about this. Like I'll show up like 15 minutes early all the time to like, I do it just because if I don't have that buffer, like I go crazy. It's wild.
Being early stresses me out almost more than being late.
Yeah.
I don't like being early.
Do you find your mood swing or no?
Yeah.
I think that'd be really interesting to like look at with women who cycle.
Yeah.
Because like I wonder if that would throw the effects on it too.
I mean, I try really hard to keep it even keeled, and like me and my therapist are heavily working on that because like just keep it even keeled type of a situation.
Yeah.
So I'm not as affected with that. Mine is like time management and executive dysfunction.
Yeah.
Executive dysfunction is a serious situation. It drives me crazy. So this month I am insanely busy. And so I was talking to Josh and I was like, my mental capacity is at capacity.
Yeah.
I cannot think any further.
Yeah.
And it drives me crazy because I know that I have all of these things that I need to do, but at a certain time I no longer can like think. There's nothing. And so what'll happen is instead of me getting anything done, I will sit in front of my computer and stare at my computer. I will open a document.
That white paper syndrome's real.
Yeah.
Like to see the blank document.
It will just be there. And I will like start typing one thing and then I'll just stare because like I cannot get to a point where like I am making cognizant thoughts towards anything that I have to do.
Yeah.
It's quite frustrating. And it's like a total.
I'm with you on that. Like I there are so many days where I'm like, I just wish and pray. I mean, this is in my prayer journal constantly, like to be even keeled. Like I look at people who are the same way all the time and I'm like, man, what's that life like? Like what does that look like? Because there are so many ups and downs and like so Bethany would tell me this all the time. She's like, you let things rock you. And I'm like, I don't know if they rock me. It's just that low frustration tolerance, easily irritated, emotional instability where it's like, like there's just the world sometimes, even though you want so bad for it not to dictate how you function, you can't stop it. It's a wave, man. It's crazy.
Yes. I can 100% agree with that.
There are so many times where I'm like, to be the same. But then I realized that's not how God built me. You know, I'm like, Jordan, you would hate that. Like, let's be honest. Like
people like us make up for people
exactly.
like them.
and I feel like John Candy and like Planes, Trains, and Automobile. I'm like, people like me. You know, I like me. And I have to tell myself that all the time because there's so many times where I'm like, is there a magic pill that I could just take? But I'm like, would you really like that? I don't know. You know, and I think that's my grease because we're kind of like. We're all over the place on this one, but like my grease is, especially when I talk to people who have legitimate ADHD, because like you said, like, you know, there's so many people out there that don't.
Yeah.
People who have legitimate ADHD, like I look at them and I'm like, bro, don't go the medicine route. Like you got to learn how to just manage this world with that because it's how God made you. And it's wild and it's a roller coaster, but man, like you can figure it out, you know?
Yeah, so this year Miles has been exhibiting a little bit more signs of potentially
kind of like rising to the surface.
Yeah, like we've thought about it for a couple of years, but like his teacher was like, we might want to explore into that a little bit more. Yeah. But Josh and I were talking about it, and I was like, I don't know if we're at the point where like we need to think about medicine because I'm so nervous that it's going to damper his personality because like his personality is so much fun. He has an amazing personality. It just his impulsivity really gets the best of him.
Well, and I understand that. And like this is where my we're blurring the line of grease and grace here, but this is where my grace is. Where there's teachers out there, I would not have gotten through college if teachers didn't work with me.
Yeah,
like just would not have made it through. Where I approached every single one of my teachers. I was like, hey, this is how I learn. This is what goes on, and every single one of them was like, we'll work with you. Like, not a big deal. Like, you just let me know what do you need done, and boom, we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So, like, kudos to all you teachers out there who see a student learning or functioning in a different way, and you're like, you know what, let's tailor to meet their needs.
Yeah. Not saying that, like, medication is, like, the devil or
I don't think medication's the devil.
I see where it helps.
And I can get that. I just know I had so many negative experiences with it.
Yeah, we had talked about that earlier. And so, I've heard a lot of horror stories. Very little do I know of people who have good experiences with medicine. There's one that I know completely like suppresses appetite and like you cannot get your kids to eat while they're on this medicine, which like okay, but also like I've heard where you were like my head is down because the world is spinning type of like that's, and so I don't necessarily want to go through testing, and so I'm like, if we get him tested for it, like I wonder if we could just get him some like counseling on how to manage when he's like feeling a little antsier than normal, because that kid, he's
anytime a doctor looks at me or somebody and is like, you're gonna have to be on this medication for the rest of your life, I immediately have like red flags, because I just don't feel like God has created us to live off of a medication for the rest of our life. Like, I mean, we go back and forth with this all the time with people, and they're like, well, do you not believe that you should medicate people? And I'm like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying sometimes we prolong things that maybe God doesn't want them prolonged. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of times where we as human beings play God with people, and I go, man, like, I just don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that is. And when we look at a kid who is just in the stages of developmental things, and we go, hey, buddy, you're going to take this medication for the rest of your life.
Yeah. From 7 years old.
Right. If you live till you're 70, like, you're going to take this medication for, 63 more years.
Wild.
What? Especially in the developmental stages too. Like, that's where I look at little kids and I go, man, like, it might just be a phase. They might grow out. I don't know. Yeah. Like, or maybe it's just how it is.
Yeah. You just learn managing techniques. I mean, like, at this point, I've talked about it because I've seen people who have ADD, real full-on ADD and ADHD, who have tried medicine as adults, and they're like, this is what it's like.
Right.
And like, I watch it because they're like, I can get so much done in a day. But I'm also like, but I've learned to like 100%. I kind of like me. Like, yes, it's absolutely frustrating that in the middle of a conversation, in the middle of a sentence, I can all of a sudden just like see a combine driving by and like, I'm like, what was I talking about? And like the thought is gone. Completely have no clue what I was talking about. Yeah, that's really frustrating. Yeah. There's a lot of things I get really frustrated, but I'm also like, I don't know if I would want to change any of that. Like, yeah,
talk to the college kid who took Adderall for 3 years and then he graduated and then he's trying to get off of it and he can't because like, you know, he doesn't know how to function in that way, you know, or regulate that. Like, he didn't even have ADHD or any disorder in that setting.
He just used it to study.
He just used it, right? Yeah. Caffeine's like that. Like I have a buddy of mine, he regulates caffeine all the time. Like he'll go off of it and go back on it. And I'm like, I think that's great. And he's like, have you ever tried it? I'm like, I have. I was like, I don't like to, but I could if I wanted to. You know, like I've gone 3 months before without caffeine and stuff like that. I have a buddy who goes off of it for a week just so it maintains its effect. Yeah. For me, like, caffeine does something very different in my body than it does for other people's bodies. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, but if it wasn't there, a doctor didn't look at me and be like, Jordan, you're gonna have to take caffeine for the rest of your life. Yeah. Like, that's a little bit different story, you know, or like, hey, because I know people who have heart issues, you're gonna have to take an aspirin for the rest of your life, you know, or whatever. Okay, like, but these are like chemicals that have been created and man, I don't know. It's really, really hard. I struggle with that. Yeah. My wife has migraines and like there's a specific medicine that knocks those out, you know, and it's like, okay, that's really good. But at the same time,
what's it doing?
What does it do? Because I look at the commercials for it and I go, you could be bleeding out of your ears.
The symptom list of any medication is like, I think I'll just deal with the migraines.
Yeah, and they're like, in some cases, death. And you're like, man, we went, okay.
This medicine could produce ulcers in your stomach, rectal bleeding, death.
Yeah.
Dry skin, and you're like, what? I didn't have those before.
You may convulse in public at any given moment. And you're like...
But guys, my migraine is away.
Right?
Yeah,
and that's what I wonder for little kids. I'm like, but what are you sacrificing? Like, okay, yes, he got his homework done and he did his math and he got straight A's. Like, but he still got to live. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's some times where I just look at it and I go, man, I just don't know. And that's, I think, the greasy side of the whole thing is there's just this little back end of it where I go, first, I agree with you. Number one, how many people of you really do truly have it? Number two,
not like diagnosed from WebMD.
Right. Number two, like
I took a test on BuzzFeed.
How many of you really need medication? I don't know. Like, and I like that we're speaking out of our own experiences because I'm sure there's gonna be people that will be like, you have no idea what you're talking about, and I'm like, you're right. You know what I mean? Like, 100%. But at the same time, I kind of do a little bit. So that probably makes me sound like a jerk.
I've learned how to manage it. So like at this point, I'm just like, well, we'll just keep trucking on. I think if I didn't have this, I'd probably be a lot more boring.
Do you have any graces? Is that like, would that be like a grace?
So I think one of the graces for me, is like, it is my personality. Like I am a bubbly person, and I think that it speaks to, I don't know, I've always felt like I relate to kids, and it's really good for kids to see, I think, an adult who is as bubbly and who is as just like, we'll figure it out kind of a thing. I think my ADHD has allowed me to be a really good problem solver in real life.
Think outside the box.
And if there's more than one way to skin a cat. And so I think that has helped me like in my adult life. I'm able to problem solve and I'm able to pivot really quickly. Yeah. And so like I think a lot of times, like Josh, for example, if you're not doing it the exact way that it needs to be done, that I've ever seen it done, then you can't do it. And I'm like, no, just because you don't have a screwdriver doesn't mean that you can't like put this nail in the ground. You just got to find something else to stick into that weird little slot. And,
give me your steel-toed boot, man. I'll make it happen.
Yeah. Like, I think that is, if you will, like a superpower of ADHD is like being able to pivot, being able to problem solve on a very quick on a very quick whim. But I also think that it makes me a little bit more relatable for kids to see that in an adult world, there's people who like you can still.
Do you feel like you have more grace with little kids when you work with them too? Like,
No.
No. All right. Well,
No.
that backfired.
I love kids, but I'm different kids. Certain kids, yes. Certain kids, no. Because sometimes I'm like, you're hiding behind this. I feel like sometimes people use ADHD as an excuse to be disrespectful.
Oh, yeah.
And that grinds my gears.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that makes me like boils my
I've
blood.
heard that before too. People like, oh, it's my ADHD. I'm like, dude,
And it's like, no, you're just a jerk.
Yeah, don't lean back on that. Because there's sometimes where like, yeah, if I have some emotional instability because of something that happened, I can't bring that into this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't look at you and be like,
I cursed her out because I have ADD. And it's
Yeah.
like, no, you curse her out because you need a little bit of Jesus.
yeah. Like if I walked in here and I was a complete tool to you, like, and you're like, oh, it's fine because he has ADHD. Like you still have consequences for your actions. So hold on a second.
Yeah, right.
Like, you can't go
You don't
to
get a
judge.
pass.
Yeah.
You
Why'd
don't
you
get
hit that car?
A card.
ADHD, man.
Oh, you're fine then.
Okay, well.
Never mind.
That would be kind of neat. You get a card.
But I feel like a lot of times, like kids can use that as an
They do.
excuse.
Yeah.
Because I think their parents used it as an excuse
Yeah.
to like get them out of trouble. And it's like, no, you're still
there.
You're still not making right choices right
Yeah.
now. Like I have it, and I still can make good choices.
I mean, when I chucked that glue bottle into the fan in 6th grade and broke it, my parents were not talking about my ADHD. Let me tell you what. They were talking about it was not a good situation.
Yeah, so that's one of my big things is like I appreciate that if there's a problem, I don't let it rock me.
Yeah.
Like I can problem solve really, really quickly.
Yeah.
On a whim almost. Do you have any graces?
Man,
You're just figuring out you still have it.
I like me, man. I really do. Like I think I was just looking at that list, like, and I keep staring at it, and I'm like, I don't have half of these, but the other half, full blown, like, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, okay, like, how do I solve that? Because I don't want to say that I solved the other ones, but just maybe those are just a part of my personality.
How do you work
that
through
aren't there.
them?
Yeah, so like I'm sitting here going like. That's part of who I am is like how do I figure this out and how do I kind of get like this that way, but I think the majority of people who I know who have like true ADHD, I just love them. Mm-hmm. Like they're very intricate people. Mm-hmm. They're usually very like on a good day they're nice. You know? You have to be really careful with them because sometimes you'll get them and you're like, I take that back. You are a little bit, off the wall. But for the most part, like really high profile people in regards to thinking and processing, and you just have to get that one thought before it flies out,
Yes.
like, or goes away or whatever. So there's so many things like in my mind, I just write them down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't forget that. Like that's a good one or whatever. But there's that.
I wish, like, I make reminders for myself, but then I forget where I put
Where'd I put that reminder at, man? Yeah.
And so, like, I'm a lost cause when it comes to remembering things.
It's ironic, but I really love, people who are graceful with those individuals. And I've seen people who don't have that. And I think you could say that with anything. Any person who has a disorder of any kind, whether it's physical, emotional, whatever, when you get somebody who, like, really just is a feeler in that regard and is like, man, I don't know what that's like, but it sounds crazy.
Sounds like it sucks. Let's get through it.
I mean, like, when my wife looks at me, she's like, you are an emotional nightmare. Like, I feel like, thanks. At least somebody's noticing. And these aren't all, you're not at the worst of the worst in that regard. I think sometimes just having an awareness and bringing that awareness to light is so important. But
yeah. Josh is always just like, I just love you. So.
Yeah. You kind of have to just be like, this is what I got. I have to work with that.
It's also really fun because, like, in my head, it's constant. There's something going on at all times.
Oh, all the time. There is like, and I don't know, maybe you're like this, but like when I sit down, I cannot. Like my mind runs. I mean, and Bethany is it will get to a point to where it is bad because she's just like, what is wrong? She's like, why can't you just sit still? And I'm like, I don't know.
Because I can't.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I can. It's quite intense sometimes how I can like just be thinking, and I don't know what I'm thinking about, but like I could be making eye contact, like how I am right now, making eye contact with you in the middle of a conversation. You're talking to me,
living in a totally different spot.
I have no clue what you're saying. Because I'm thinking about something and like I'm nodding and like doing the social cues, but my mind is not there. There's been a handful of times where I've been like, I normally do it to Josh because I'm like, I'm sorry.
And it's not a greasy thing, but like, I think the hardest part of having this, whatever, you know, I really hate calling it a disorder. But anyway, because I don't think it's a disorder. It's kind of like a kink in the armor is what it is.
Yeah.
But like when the inability to rest is so, because there's so many times Bible passages, we talk about this, like you need to rest well. You need to have that season of rest. When I sit down, all I can think about is everything that either needs done, has to get done, the problems with this world,
how I'm going to get it done.
Right.
Yeah.
And we don't think about like, and maybe you're like this too, like you don't think about just like the little things because that's like normal, right? Like people do that all the time. Some people probably listen and be like, well, I do that. No. We think about like life problems. Like why do we drive cars? You know, like why don't we walk more? Why are people mean? You know, like we think of the craziest things. Why are grapes green? I mean, we think of the nuttiest things. And then just go like, well, I wonder if I could change that.
Yeah.
And can I change that? How can I change that? And you go,
what would be the first step in how I would want to change that?
Yeah.
Who would I go and talk to? I wonder how I would get a hold of that. Like, it is like a whole line.
When's the last time I cleaned under this couch that I'm sitting on? You
and
know,
the crazy thing for people who don't think like this is these thoughts happen in like milliseconds of time.
Fast.
I can go in 1 second from one topic to like eight.
Yeah.
8 thoughts have gone through my brain, and then I'll be on a total different tangent. But in my head, it has connected with the
It's
one
a roller coaster
thing.
at Six Flags, man. Like you started here, and then boom, you're in the next level.
The line of thought is like rapid fire.
But I love what you said because I keep pondering like some of the things that we're talking about, and I'm going, man, I got a lot of work to do. But like, I love what you said because in our culture, it is very hard to distinguish what is low attention span, right? And what is cultural distractions, because I think they do mask for legitimate ADHD. Because I'm sure there's people who are listening to us and they're going like, well, that's me, but they don't have ADHD. And so it might be you.
It's learned.
Right, because
you've learned to not have an attention span.
You've put yourself in that situation.
Yeah.
You've allowed yourself to get to that spot. You know, I talked to a guy the other night, and he's like, I watched TikTok videos, YouTube reels for 2 hours last night. And I was like, bro, you're giving me anxiety, and I don't even like
that's so bad.
Yeah, and I'm just going, what did you do to your brain?
Yeah.
You know, when you allowed yourself to participate in that. And the funny thing was, this is probably the difference between ADHD people and regular people. He didn't have any problem with it at all. And I'm going like, there's a million problems.
2 hours worth of like highs and lows of emotional, like
my goodness.
So many things. That's why. So I have been Josh and I have been really working with the boys to not have as much screen time.
Right.
So last weekend, I was like, it is beautiful outside. October is literally the month where every single day almost is beautiful.
Right.
And I was like, go outside. Owen didn't want to go outside. And you know, when you get to like, I call it like 90s bored. Kids need to be 90s bored.
Bethany always says, if you are bored, you're a boring person.
Yes. But like, there are times when like you can genuinely just like
boredom's
nothing
a good thing.
is working.
It creates so much space.
Yeah. And so Owen was bored, and we were like, you're not playing any games. You're not getting on the TV.
Because the initial reaction is just to go to a screen.
Yeah. And so he ended up throwing a tantrum, and like I was like, my eye was twitching, but I was also like, no, this is good. Like this is good for his brain to like learn how to handle not having something in front of his face. It's really interesting to me to like see the pendulum swinging, because we're like the generation that first had phones. We see the destruction, and now we're raising kids
to not
have them, because I think we see the detriment that it has done to those around us and ourselves.
Yeah.
And we're like, we don't want this for you.
100%.
So yeah, but I'm like desperate to make sure that like the boys know how to entertain themselves without a screen, because I'm like, like even if you do, I know
There's music.
there's
playing.
something happening outside, guys.
I'm like, are you hearing that?
But yeah, I'm constantly like, you need to learn how to entertain yourselves outside of a screen, because the screens are what is causing a lot of kids to not be able to pay attention.
You're like, we're going to watch Terminator 2 tonight. I'm going to show you exactly what happens. All right, man. What do you want to hear?
I want to hear what do you want to turn into an ice cream flavor,
yeah, that's
man?
a good one.
Like,
Yeah,
I am
for
so curious, like fresh cut grass, Windex. Well, you know, somebody's blaring music. It's like a legitimate.
I wonder if there's people working outside. Yeah, but they're bumping tunes out there. Anyway, hello.
I'm like, what song are they playing? I need to
We're about to go outside and make some new friends.
So I want to hear that, and then if you have ADD or ADHD, like, what is your? I call them a superpower, because like it really is.
It is. There
like,
is one in there. Yeah, that's really good.
What are you really, really good at?
Yeah.
With your ADD.
That's funny. What's yours?
It's my ability to like problem solve at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
It is through and through. Problem solving.
What do I want to hear? Do you think you have it? And has anybody ever really diagnosed it? Like, because I think that's the crazy thing is there's so many people that are like, well, I probably have it. And I'm like, no, has a professional
specialist
ever told you this is the diagnosis? Because I would love to hear about that.
Yeah. Not like, BuzzFeed. Don't take a quiz on BuzzFeed.
Did you have a GQ magazine that you got open and it's like, wow.
Don't go on to WebMD and take any test, because you're gonna. WebMD is like, you have weird thoughts,
the worst.
You're gonna die. Your pinky hurts. You're gonna die.
It is. It always ends in that too. Like, there's so many times where I'm like, I just needed to know like how I get rid of this, and they're like, death is how you get rid of this. What?
So if you went to an actual physical doctor,
who has an actual degree, knows what they're talking about. Like, do you have this thing?
Yeah. I'd be interested to hear.
That'd be my one thing. And then like, if you're married or in like a very serious relationship, how does your person, respond to that? Like, how does your spouse, like, do they do good with it or not so good? Because Bethany, I think sometimes, she's batting probably a little over 500, but there's definitely times where she's kind of like, you're nuts, and we need to back down the crazy a little bit.
Josh often is like, can you just
dial it back a little bit?
Calm it down for just
the ADHD button is on in full tilt, and you need to just push it and get off that train for a while. And you're like, hey man, if I could, I would. So,
you know what else I would be interested in? If you hang out with other people with ADD.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
and how you doing?
I wonder if we find each other.
How are you doing? Because let's be honest, we probably love and hate them like at the same time.
I know.
Like,
it's a mirror
these
of
emotional
ourselves.
roller coasters of people. Like, they're a really good friend, but yet I hate them at the same time. Anyway.
Oh, man.
All right, you guys, don't forget to share your thoughts with us. We love hearing from you guys. If you have stories, questions, or even suggestions for future topics, drop us a line, rate, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends and family, whether they have a big attention span or a small one, doesn't matter. You can reach out to us and send us your thoughts at greaseandgracepod@gmail.com. Until next time, we'll talk to you. Row sound.
Later, loser.